Hello everyone, this is Jamaica 5288 and I was making some sauerkraut, homemade sauerkraut. I don't buy it anymore. And I was like, turn on the camera, get girl. So okay, well, it's me again, Jamaica 5288, and we're gonna make some homemade cabbage. So first things first, make sure you have clean hands. Okay? Wash off your cabbage, and we're gonna pull the outer leaf off. Do not discard this. We're gonna use this leaf or any leaves that we're not gonna use in the actual making to press this down, to weight this stuff down, right? So I'm gonna core it. Let me get it, turn it over so I can see the core. I'm just cutting off the sides. I'm getting as much of this cabbage as I can off of this core. Without getting the actual core. Close enough. So we'll give that to the chickens. Then we're going to take this and we're going to cut it into small pieces. So you see how I'm cutting it? Very thin. Let's speed this up so we want to not hear all day. We have our carrot here. We need to scrape it. And then we're going to cut this up into small slithers. They call it julienne, but I'm going to just cut it regular. I mean, I'm just going to cut it into slits. And I'll show you what it is in just a moment. So let's wash this thing off first. And then I'm going to scrape it. And then I'm going to julienne it. So I have the carrot here. And what I do is I run the knife along it. And take off the outer skin. Just makes it cleaner. Throw all that out, okay? Okay, so you take your carrot, right? And you go along the bias. Cut it diagonally. We're gonna cut it just like I would cut a plantain into slithers. Let me show you one. You see that? That's what I'm cutting it into. And this isn't gonna take me long. Okay, then you take each piece, you cut it into slithers. See that? Matchsticks. That's what julienne is, matchsticks. See them? Holding them open, I'm dropping them all over the place, but that's what we're gonna do. I'll bring you back when I'm finished, and we throw it into the pail or to the bowl with everything else. Okay, and I'm done. Put everything in the bowl. Yay! Remember to do your carrots last because carrots will turn brown on you. Oxidize on you, and you don't want that. So, we're going to add 2 teaspoons per pound. We need to weigh this cabbage and find out how much it weighs. So, I'm taking a bowl about the same size, turning the scale on, waiting for it to zero out, turn it to ounces. And put it in this bowl on, find out how many pounds I got. I have 2 pounds. 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Let's put this back over here. So we're gonna do 2 teaspoons per pound. So it's about 4 teaspoons we're gonna need for this. I don't like a lot of salt, so 2 teaspoons is just fine with me. First, I have to find the teaspoons though. I'll be right back. And voila. So we're gonna do 4 teaspoons. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. 4 teaspoons. Take your hands, your clean hands, and we're gonna mix it up. Now, if you're comfortable using your hands like I am, that's good. But if you're not, just put a glove on. You don't have to do what I do. Put a glove on if you don't trust your hands. If you've been out in the garden, but I wash my hands, so everything's fine. All is well. I'm gonna take this and we're gonna crunch it up. See me on my tippy toes? I told you I'm short, right? I need a midget-sized counter. So all I'm doing is trying to incorporate the salt. It's like walking on, I don't know, dry grass. Like the dry grass I have outside because it hasn't rained out here enough. We're just gonna keep moving that around. Get this salt. And I use pickling salt or kosher salt or sea salt. Do not use that iodinized salt. Don't use that. Pickling salt, sea salt, or kosher salt. So they say pickling salt is the best, but kosher salt and sea salt, they're natural and you can use those also. That's what I'm using, kosher salt. Moving this stuff around. Making sure everybody gets some salt on them. All right. Hand got tired. Let me do the other hand. All right, so I got it mixed up. You can use this also. Mash it down. Put a plate over it. Let it sit for 30 minutes. And it's been about 30 minutes. Look at the cabbage. And we're going to squish it again. You're going to notice that a water is going to start to develop in the bottom of the bowl, and that's to be expected. That's what we want. That's a brine. Let me bring it closer so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So I'm squishing it down, and look at that. See the water? That's what we want. We want it to release. I'm gonna pat it down, put my plate back over it, and I'll see you guys again in 30 minutes, okay? And I'm back. So our second timer has went off. We're gonna squeeze it one more time. Nice and wet and squishy now. Consistency has changed, and it has this clean feeling to it. I have my jar here. Put my funnel right there, and we're going to start loading it down. Loading it in this jar without making a mess, Jamaica. Here, I'm a lefty, but I'm going to have to do a righty to work with my right hand. And you'll notice that your cabbage is just going to shrink or shrivel down to nothing. It has a lot of water in it, and it's just going to, you're going to lose a lot of volume based because of the water. Let me take my pumice, squish this down. Some more in here. This is going to ferment. I'm leaving it out just like that one. I just made that one today also. But we're gonna leave this out for a day or two, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator. Take my pumice, mash it down. I want you to take a look at this. See that? There's water in there. There's also brine in this one. Because I have extra, I'm going to put the rest of it in here. Pull my leaf out. And where'd I put this? Right in front of me. Jamerica, come on. It's right there, girl. It's right in front of you. I'm not going to waste any of this. Okay. Put my leaf back in. That's what the leaf is going to be for. Put your leaf back in there to hold it down. Squeeze it down. I'm trying to get all of it submerged underwater. Put this on. Do not put the lid on tightly. Put it on, just on, so that nothing gets in there. You want air to be able to escape. I have this brine left. I'm gonna pour what's left into this jar. Go. Then I got a leaf, one of the leaves. I'm gonna take this one. Go wash it off. We're gonna put that on top. Just to keep that stuff below water. Just to keep the sauerkraut underwater. Okay, I have a lid. I'm gonna put that on. We're just gonna screw it on top real lightly. Not gonna crank it down. I want the air to be able to escape. I just don't want anything to get in there, that's all. It's gonna sit there for a couple of days. I'm gonna do taste tests every day, and when it gets to the consistency, you're gonna see little bubbles start to form in this thing. And when it gets to the consistency that I like for sauerkraut, everybody's taste is different, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. That's it. Sauerkraut is easy to make. I might even water bath can these so that I can preserve. I'll probably water bath can the smaller one. This one is not a canning jar, even though it's a ball canning jar. I might water bath can the other one because I can only eat so much sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is good for you. It helps in your digestion, and it helps you, regulate your body. It's very good for you. Anything fermented is good for your body. So, this is Jamerica 5288. Go ahead and buy your own sauerkraut. They're selling, I think it's an 8-ounce can or a 10-ounce can for $1.25. And I bought this cabbage for less than $1.25. I already had the salt. Makes its own water, and I had the jar, so do it yourself. Do it yourself is cheaper, and it's better for you, and at least you know somewhat. If you if you're growing your own cabbage, my cabbage is not ready yet. That's even cheaper. So this is Jamerica 5288. Thank you guys for being with me. And this is my video on homemade sauerkraut. You all take care. Bye.